Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban is being accused of using the country's second COVID-19 lockdown to force through new laws that critics say repress political opposition and undermine democracy. Among the amendments is a proposal to enshrine the defence of so-called Christian values, which some MEPs say is an assault on LGBT rights. Christina Harrison reports.
Hungary and the rule of law, a seemingly constant thorn in the side of the EU, and no more now than ever, as members of the European Parliament criticise Viktor Orban's latest legislative offensive on political parties and minority groups. They describe the new laws as repressive and undemocratic, as the Hungarian Prime Minister proposes to change the country's electoral law to limit the opposition's ability to participate. He also wants to amend the constitution to include the line, "The mother is female, the father is male."
Every time the COVID situation gets a bit more sensitive in Hungary, Viktor Orban starts looking below the belt of his citizens. And he seems to think that it is essential to remove the denomination transgender from people's identity documents. And right in the middle of the second wave, they make sure in the constitution that you can only have Christian genders. These are the kind of things we know from Russia and Turkey, to divert the attention from your own failures.
LGBTI and trans groups say the changes are restrictive, but the Hungarian government says they're essential for the protection of families. In the case of the electoral law amendments, the Justice Minister says they're aimed at fighting off fake parties.
There are some governments who are very cynically exploiting this pandemic to expand their own authoritarian empires. And yes, it's the usual suspects. It's Hungary and it's Poland. And yes, it's again at the expense of women's rights and LGBTI people's rights.
This coincides with the European Commission's first ever equality strategy, which aims to extend the list of EU offences to include hate crimes. It's their belief that everyone should feel free to be who they are. Christina Harrison, Euronews.